Of our Sistas Keeper, Tyler Perry's Sistas Live After Show. It's your good sis you love to talk TV with coming to y'all in the tail end, honey. The tail end of the season. We gonna make it through with our amazing, utterly dope good sis. We also love to talk TV with amazing.
Ellie, Nick, giving it to you when I give it to you, but always in the nick of time.
Always in the nick of time, y'all. We're gonna be talking about episode 18 from Tyler Perry's Sistas season 7 tonight. Y'all know the deal. If you're new here, the deal is you gotta be a subscriber to post in the chat. But we always start off with our ratings on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you rate the episode as we start to talk about a couple of the points that stuck out the most, the characters maybe that stuck out the most, or just how you feeling coming into this conversation to unpack this episode. Ellie, you want to go ahead and start?
What my rating was, uh, I don't know. Erica, I'm gonna be quite frank with you.
Come on, I'm gonna be
I don't
quite
know
frank.
what it is right now. Um, I'm I probably go with a 4.5,
mm. Anything stuck out to
and
you
I
for the
probably would.
episode?
I, Anything that stuck out to me for the episode, I didn't get the writer's name who wrote this episode,
Jamie.
but I found
Jamie. Now when
oh
I see his name, when I
Jamie,
immediately
Jamie
I
on
just
my list.
set my expectations. So I'm just like the moment I saw his name, I was like, damn, we are literally here. Cause I saw his name and I was like, oh okay, bet ain't much. Ain't don't temper yourself, Erica.
Yeah, Jamie on my list. You on my list. It made me think about what they told Melvin in Baby Boy. I got heat for niggas like you, cuz. Like that's where I am with you, Jamie. That's where I am with you, bro. Because I felt like I didn't like what they did to Karen in this episode. A lot of the things I have a huge problem with. I'm probably gonna be the unhinged one on tonight live because baby, oh, I was touched in a special way and not good. But the dynamic between Danny and Karen and how they tried to make the parallel since Danny is dealing with resentment and all of a sudden Karen is dealing with resentment. That was just like, I'm sorry, what? It was very interesting. A lot of things stood out, but I'll just say that one. What about you?
Allie said I'm gonna give
Where
you
you at
that. I'm
tonight?
gonna give you that. I have now, when you go through things, right? I'm sorry. When you grow through things, you pick up lessons along the way that equip you to better handle things moving forward. So now, happy birthday, Shari. Welcome into the chat booth. Everybody give Shari P a beautiful
Happy
bomb happy birthday
birthday!
wish in the chats. Okay, I just saw your name and I was like, oh, Shari's in the chat. Oh my gosh. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay. Real quick though, going back to what I was saying, you pick up things. Like if you're truly evolving, right? And if you're growing through things, you should be picking up lessons along the way. So now Erica has discovered that if she watches Sisters while doing some other important shit, Sisters ain't that damn bad. So I am like,
Yes.
maybe I'll give it a 6. But my ratings are very unreliable, y'all. They're very unreliable because I actually got a couple of things accomplished. So I had some personal wins or professional wins as it pertains to my technology that I was really trying to work through that happened while Sisters was playing in the background. I definitely still have smoke for similar to what you just said with the whole Danny and Karen conversation. But even that felt like a little gnat as I was focusing on what I was focusing on. So again, I don't even want to give y'all a rating because my ratings are not to be trusted. I wasn't paying attention. That is how I'm going to get through. I ain't going to pay attention.
Fair.
I'm just here.
That is so fair. That is so fair. Yep. That's fair.
But Tiff Jones gave it a
But I was
7.
laying down while
You was laying down. See,
Oh.
I would never do that again. I would not get comfortable. I would not get sad. I would not get my snacks because Sistas is no longer one of those shows. I'm not coming and communing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not communing over great, relatable as we see each other on screen. That's not happening no more. So I gotta adjust, right? You gotta adjust. We gotta grow through these things. We know better. Jamie done traumatized my ass one too many times this season. How much power am I going to give him? You feel me? How much power? Tiff Jones gave the episode a 7. Tracy B gave it a 6. Hey Noel, welcome in, boo. Kelly Hester Jones gave it a 7. Danielle gave it a 6. A 7 from Perspective Plans. Kay Renee gave it a 7. Natalie Rose a 7. A lot of 7s up in here. Queen Caleb said, I'm going to go ahead and drop 10 on it. Okay. Angela gave it a 6. Fiend gave it a 7. Tracy B gave it a 6. Emma Jones gave it a 7. Tam B also gave it a 10 just because of the Danni and Karen conversation. Okay. Well, we're going to unpack that. You know, that's why we're here. Demetria gave it a 5. Sandra gave it a 5. Brandon gave it a 6. Kelly Hester Jones gave it a 7. Sade gave it a 6. Kimberly Felder gave it a 5. Shout out to all the members in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Shari P gave it a 6, honey. A 6, right? A strong, solid 6. Mimi Loves Peace also doubled down and gave it a 6. Mimi Loves Peace. We're going to come back to that. Because it's the letting the characters off the hook for me. Money Green Tay gave it a 5.5. Queen Caleb said, I gave it a 10 of Karen's and Danny conversation. They needed to tell each other how they felt. We hear you. We hear you.
We do. We do.
Pammy Martin, welcome in, boo. Gave it a 6. Virgo Queen gave it a 6. Adriana gave it a 7. Simply Wani gave it a 5. Mel Cunningham gave it a 7. Love and Light gave it a 5. D Lovely gave it a 7. Okay.
We got a lot of 7s tonight.
It was a lot of 7s, Allie.
A lot of 7s. The number of completion.
A lot of 7s.
I don't know. Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, did I do the episode a disservice by not fully paying attention to it? Because I don't think I really missed much. I don't know if it's a 7.
I'm thinking a lot of people gave it, based on what I'm reading in the comments, a lot of people gave it a higher score based on the interaction between Danny and Karen. And I'm thinking to myself, now I know how I felt while I was watching it, and I'm thinking that I'm in the minority here. Because I don't know if I have the same type of emotional, I think, breakthrough that a lot of people may have felt the characters experienced, or how it personally made them feel. I don't believe I experienced that. And maybe that had an impact on what I scored the episode, because I feel like Jamie tried it like he always does.
He 100%
and a lot
tried
of things
it.
was let off the hook.
He 100% tried it, Allie, and I don't. You might be in the minority. I feel like there's a little bit of curve happening with the grading. Y'all know when we get to the tail end of the semester and your professor is tired and y'all have been failing all damn semester, and we got to go ahead and adjust, because at this point it don't even look just bad on him that you failing, because everybody failing. It don't just look bad on you, it look bad on him, because everybody failing, and they throw you that test that got a curve in it, so everybody start with an additional 30 points. It feels like y'all asses is grading the episode on the curve, but I ain't knocking it. I ain't knocking it. Happy belated birthday, Tracy B. I am not knocking y'all grading it on the curve, but Allie, do not be dismayed, honey, because you might be in the minority only because you ain't pulling no cut cards like my ass as it pertains to these episodes, and everybody else is grading on the curve. We see y'all, because at this point, you know, y'all, these lives, I guess it's also working out that it's coming behind my All-American lives, and my All-American lives have been extended as we get out of their season. Yesterday's live, I didn't even realize, was 5 damn hours. And it was so many points of those episodes, All-American Homecoming as well as All-American, that felt like here dams. And we're going to go ahead and roll it over because I guess, we're making the waves even down to Atlanta. Like, All American shoots here in Hollywood. But I guess down at Tyler Perry Studios, Jamie and them said, here, damn. And a lot of y'all might be resonating, or not even fully resonating. You just appreciate the fact that the conversation was had, regardless of the substance of the conversation. And y'all accepting the here, damn. And I'm going to go ahead and stand on, I don't want no here, damns. You could have capped it. You could have kept it. Just like Ice Spice throwing ass reluctantly at that damn show that she been meme-defied by. If you gonna do, you don't need to do it. Don't even worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. Y'all graded on the curve. They said here, damn. That's what feels like was going down to me.
It really was a here, damn. I love that terminology. I absolutely love that terminology because that's exactly what it felt like. It was almost as if I know y'all been waiting for this. I know y'all got y'all hopes up, but here, damn, don't talk about it no more. Like that's how I felt about Danny's and Karen's interaction. But we'll unpack that because I'm so incredibly interested in how a lot of people in our comments felt about that, especially because that gave them the push to rank the episode higher than they would normally. So I am so curious to hear people's
So maybe we should just need to start there.
About that.
We probably should just go ahead and start there. Mimi Loves Peace says that I needed Danni to go a little bit deeper in that resentment piece. I think it was A. Noel that says there was no emotion in it. What's your thoughts on the conversation between Daniela King and Karen this episode?
I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna preface. I'm gonna open it up with this because as we discussed, I think a lot of people are gonna have very different perspectives. But I really do want us to consider, just as women and in our friendships and our sisterhood, how often do we allow someone to play in our face by giving us words that has no type of emotion attached to it? It's just words, and we take them and we just take them to heart because at the moment that's probably you feel that's the best you gonna get, so you just take it. And I just want us to just think about that. But I think for me, I'm gonna be real honest with you. When I was watching that scene, and I felt like, okay, here we go again. I feel like Karen is gonna have to be the one to apologize. She's gonna have to lead the conversation. Um, I felt that Danny was let off very easily because we have sat with this character for 7 seasons, and I have not ever taken Danny to be slow. Immature, yes. Play too much, yes. Slow, absolutely not. The issue that I have when you're talking about an apology or telling someone how they make you feel is only up to the role that you played in the situation. It is very difficult for me to accept what Danny was saying because I do not believe that she had to go through this situation with Tony in order to understand how Karen felt betrayed. Your intent was to make her feel as if you were choosing Fatima. Your intent was to make her feel that really you ain't got nobody on your side. And if I had to choose, I'm probably gonna go with Fatima. That was your intent. So to act as if you didn't know what you were doing until this situation was placed in your lap, I have a huge problem with that. So it was like I guess at that moment I really didn't give two damns what Danny had to say after that. It just did not sit well with me. I think it was a cute moment in essence? Yes. When Karen was like, I apologize, I'm sorry if I made you feel comfortable, give me a hug. I love you, Danny, which she had to say twice before Danny said it back. Um, I just felt like Danny got off way too easily. I really did. And also, I still don't understand how Danny feels that all of the women are make her feel as if they're doing her a favor by being her friend. And I still don't understand why you only have smoke for Karen though. That part still wasn't explained, at least not to me. I didn't understand that. How everybody make you feel that way, but she's the only one that you have resentment towards. That's still a question mark for me.
Yeah,
I still got more to say, but I'll leave it at that.
No, that's great because it's like so many pieces to dive in. I knew one with the writer. And then when we approached this particular scene, I said, oh, okay, I see what this is. And this entire episode has been Karen makes amends and everybody's going to be okay. So everything is Karen's fault. And at this point, I'm literally just like, okay, you just going to have to just accept it because there's no way that she's going to get her just due. And honestly, this is also going to go back to All American too. And I'm sorry if you don't watch it. Don't feel like you're missing out on anything because I'll give you all the context to the point that I'm going to make. But we were talking about this yesterday and how the writers really have taken from what the fans have said online. But the problem is they have only taken from the very loud, smallest minority who has nothing else better to do with their day but create edits of this goofy ass couple and spam the writers constantly, incessantly, if you will. And they do it so much and they do it to such a plethora that it's easy to just on a 50,000 foot view, scope social media and be like, oh, this is what our fandom wants. They don't actually speak for us. So now we're left with the series coming to a close with original characters that is not actually serving the overall fandom. It's serving this very small subset with this goofy ass storyline and a season that has been completely plotless, all behind the writers trying to actually listen to the fans. I think the same thing is happening over in Sistas because there is not a safe space for anybody who actually fully sees Karen, understands Karen, and relates to Karen. Her voice, her advocacy does not happen. And I'm going to charge myself with that. I'm going to charge you with that because my ass will block you. I will tell you that your mama should have swallowed you and I will block you and I will go on about my day. I have tapped out of Twitter. I have tapped out of various conversations on social as it pertains to this character. And because of that, everybody with some goddamn sense has not been able to advocate for Karen the same way that the toxic stands advocate for their goofy ass loves. And unfortunately, I'm trying my best to give the writers the benefit of the doubt. When the writers decided they want to engage and have some type of conversation with the fandom and pull from the fandom, they are also scraping the very top of the conversation and only coming up with it has to be Karen's fault because the majority of people talking about this show online hate Karen. Karen is so easily made the scapegoat in this series and it's disgusting. But at this point, Erica, you need to fix your appetite and stop ingesting so that you're no longer disgusted because you already know what they're serving. That is what I have figured out. The problem is not the conversations that were had in this episode. The problem is the lack of accountability on both sides. It is so easy for everybody to pass the buck over and put everything at Karen's goddamn doorstep as if she is the problem for everybody. And if that's what y'all want to do, writers, hear me out. If that's what y'all want to do, then let's have a season when Karen don't interact with none of these people. And let's see if their lives continue to spiral out of control. Let's see if they continue to be trifling ass women. Let's see if they continue to be insecure. Let's see if they continue to not do shit with their life and have no damn ambition. Let's see if they continue to make goofy ass mistakes with men. Let's see if they continue to ruin their own lives because you so easily sit everybody's issue, everybody's problem at Karen's doorstep. And while she might kick and fight here and there, every time she is made to spin the block and say, you know what, I'll eat that. You know what, your insecurity, I'll eat that. You know what, your issue with yourself that you're projecting on me, I'll eat that because I know that you're not actually capable of seeing yourself in this moment, but I can see you and I love you. And because I love you, I'm going to eat that. And the craziest, most ironic part about it is that is 100% the story of most well-to-do Black women, specifically eldest daughters, oldest cousins, leaders with any type of ambition or desire to actually persevere. That is your story. That is your job as it pertains to our community. You are able to walk into a space and you are able to hurt from something, but then heal and forgive. Okay, guess what? We got a little bit more hurt for you. And now since you done healed through it, you should be able to eat it better. Enjoy. So I can't even be like too mad that this is what's happening to the Karen character because that has been what has been my experience, honestly, through my 20s and through my early 30s. So I see it very clearly. I hate it. I don't think it's right, but it's still happening. I think the only thing I could really be pissed about is that I don't think that the writers are intentionally doing it. Because if you were intentionally doing it, you would even have nuance in a way that this is actually playing out, and there ain't no nuance. It is literally just scapegoating everybody's problems on the Karen, and not in a way that's actually going to speak to that being a problem in our community, which now makes it a problem for me, Jamie. I'm sorry. I just kind of went meta there, I believe. But those are my overall thoughts before I could even like get into the nitty gritty of the actual dialogue that was said and actually provide. Because y'all know I got receipts and examples for exactly where the scapegoating is happening. Daniela said a whole bunch of nothing, if you ask me, aside from I resented you, Karen. You know it's been like this entire time since college. My first question, hey, pick me, teacher. If you have resented her for 17 years, why are you still friends with her? Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Nothing. You have nothing, Daniela. What is the point in having the character say that if she has nothing behind it? You've resented me because I have always made you feel like you were less than? Why are you staying in a friend group that makes you feel like you less than? For over 15 years.
Okay.
Am I like asking the wrong questions? Y'all gotta tell me. Anybody feel me on this?
Honey, you're asking all the right questions. You're literally asking a question that I verbally asked to the television as if it was going to provide me a response. When she said it's been this way since college, I have so much resentment towards you. And my thing was, if you have resentment is such a strong word, it's such a strong emotion. And I only did one video last week and I talked about the dynamic between Karen and Danny. And I was like, my issue is not even let's even table the fact that you have a resentment towards Karen. My biggest issue is that you have resentment towards someone who you consider a sister and who you consider a best friend. And not only that, you don't acknowledge it, but when you have an opportunity to speak freely about how you feel about Karen, those emotions drive you to do things that label you as someone who is untrustworthy and a backstabber. The things that she said when Karen brought up the fact of what Danny went and told Zach, she said, well, I mean, it's the same thing I've said to you. I don't give a damn.
That does not make
It
you any
doesn't
more
justify or
trustworthy
make it
about
right.
it.
Thank
I have
you.
plenty of conversations
Thank
with my
you.
homegirls about the simple shit I think that they're doing. That does not mean I get to go run around and tell everybody in the world that I think that they're doing simple shit.
Okay.
Like what?
Okay. It was you said it. You said it greatly. Danny said a whole bunch of nothing. It just didn't make sense. And I think for me, I even wanted to go a little bit deeper. Even when she used the excuse, well, if y'all were hanging with her, I would feel some type of way. And don't get me wrong. I said, you know what? I said, writer, nice try. I'm sorry, but Danny is still an itch with a B in front of it because Karen had already posed this question to you. How
About
would you
Preston.
feel if I was hanging with Preston's new wife? How would you feel, Danny? And Danny had no response because she knew how she would feel. So you're not saying anything new. You're not revealing anything different and say, well, well, yeah, I would feel some type of way if y'all were hanging with her. I would feel like y'all didn't have my back. Miss me with that. As I stated before, and I will state it again, there is absolutely nothing the writers can do from this point. When Danny went and told Zach about Karen, that was it for me. When Danny was making, oh, I'm gonna call for team and invite her to the mocktail, that was it for me. There is nothing that can be done to make me believe that Danny is Karen's friend. It don't work. And then when you have an opportunity to try to bridge that gap a little bit, you want to play in our face and not really go where it needs to go just for the sake of what they made up. Y'all have done too much damage to get off with this. Sorry, Jamie, it didn't work. At least not in my house. It didn't work.
Period. Daniela can still kiss my whole ass because I can't tell her to go where she going anyway. Pucker up.
That
Yeah, yeah.
up in that
Because
empty pool.
it's even the idea, like, you said that you don't believe her, which I understand and it's 100% valid, of like, you don't believe that she needed the whole Tony wife thing to feel caring on this. It's the fact that you actually need something to feel your friend. For me, I don't relate to you unless it's actually happening to me. So if this is not actually about me, girl, you and your feelings. It's that for me. I am stopped at the door right there. Whether this is the truth or not, whether it took this or not, I am stopped at the fact that you cannot fathom showing up for me as a consistent, loving friend because my circumstance has nothing to do with your circumstance, and or, well, I don't know what that's like. Coupled with,
Yeah.
I have resented you from college. So why are we friends? And why do we have Karen continuing to like bridge the gap? Like, the moment you said that you have resented me since college, and then she said, well, why didn't you say something? Well, you're either right or everybody is wrong. And you're not like that, Daniela. You don't apologize for shit. Tony's daughter has a vape pen, and it is everybody else's fault but the bitch who bought it. Yes, the girl shouldn't have took it out your house. Cool. But if you really weren't going to prepare your house, if you really could not get along with the idea of him having kids and create a safe and sustainable environment for his kids to actually be in, because kids pick up shit, then you should have said, no, this is not going to work for me. I don't have this to give. So now that circumstances have arisen because you did not say no, you decided to placate and play nice and play polite because you want it to be perceived a certain way. Now we're in another circumstance where you have to be held accountable for the consequences that came out of that particular action, and you still don't want to be held accountable for that. So you don't want to be held accountable for just saying no when you should have, and you don't want to be held accountable for little bitches finding stuff in your house. And yes, I called the daughter a little bitch because listen, at this point, I'm tired of arguing about these goddamn kids. Tony, take you and these fucking kids and go, because I'm tired. Even watching, and I don't want to get off of the whole Karen and Danni thing, but I got to get this one off. Watching the damn ex-wife, as long as I just got to get him to see that you're not good. Why are we fighting over a dick in 2024? Penis? Y'all are fighting over penis? You are a major in the military. You're fighting over penis that you had for 11 years. What a bitch that has penis every 11 days? Like, girl. Tiffany, take your goofy ass back on base. Find your kids, drop them off at their damn grandmother's house. And Tony, go take your ass to a monastery somewhere, because clearly you don't make good decisions any goddamn way. This whole storyline, wrap it the fuck up. Because this is not even helping Daniela's character. None of it. She looks stupid here. She looks stupid and unaccountable over here. And then you want somebody to feel bad for you? Oh, you've always looked down on me and made me feel like you literally walk through life, putting yourself in circumstances, putting yourself around people, aligning yourself in circumstances that are above you. And now it's everybody else's fault that you feel beneath them. Miss me with it. The time for grace is gone. It did not work, Jamie. Allie said it didn't work. It didn't work. I have no grace, no sympathy for her. Everybody looking down on you, maybe because you're below them. Maybe because you need to step your cookies up, sis. And I know some people don't want to hear that, but sometimes that's the truth. It's the damn truth sometimes. I know, nobody's above one another. Yeah, that sounds all good and fine and dandy until a bitch is in your inner circle plotting on you, resenting you, hating you. If you don't want to be the whole friend, don't be the whole friend. If you feel like you could never be enough in this circle, leave the circle. The shit is simple to me. Danielle about to make me piss. This is why I couldn't even actively watch it, Ellie.
I thought I was gonna be the unhinged one, and I had to calm down because I had a couple of bees in the chamber that I was gonna let loose. And I said, you know what? Let me try to just take a calmer, you know what I'm saying, approach, because even though Jamie, I really believe he did a disservice. I really think he did a big one too, so people can really see you need to be careful and you need to be diligent about looking at the people in your circle. Because for anybody to tell you, I've been resenting you since college and you in your damn 30s, that means you've been my friend, you've been in my life for a good 17, 20 years, depending upon where you are in your 30s. And for you to have this constant thought about me, that is scary. And then, as you say, because people love receipts. And I love the people that say, oh, Karen has never been a friend to Danny. Karen has always had a problem with it. And they love using those apps. And I said, well, based on what? Because the show tells us different.
The show
There
tells
are
us
so many
different.
examples, but I'm going to use the one. I'm going to use the one with Karen when she found out that Preston was dating one of her clients. And
Mm-hmm.
she immediately called Danny to let her know what was going on. Not to be messy, not to make Danny feel anyway, but I want my girl to be informed about what is happening in front of my face. And when she calls Danny, Danny comes down there. Danny flips the script, calls Karen messy, and calls her a bitch for informing her that, hey, I thought you and him were together. I just wanted to let you know. That's what happens when resentment is dwelling in your heart. You can't see that the person is actually trying to help you, actually trying to bring you into a revelation about what's going on because you view them a certain way. And my whole thing is now if Karen wanted to, she could easily call out the cops that's been in Danny's hen house.
Clock it.
Easily call them out. We have seen Danny relish, and I think that's my thing. I can't, like you said, there is no grace. I don't give two damns about Danny's feelings. The fact that Danny was relishing in the fact that Karen is going through what she's going through. You haven't been a friend, and you're not a friend that you can actually relish and take joy in what this woman is going through. Danny, girl, I just don't know. I just don't know. Everything about you says you're beneath them. Opening up your refrigerator, you have baking soda and liquor. Okay? You don't even have money. And then again, with this little girl, how is this little girl able to steal from you when your house is an open floor plan? You ain't got nowhere to
You
hide.
live in a studio.
How is she taking this without you seeing?
You couldn't
Thank
keep
you,
eyes on a goddamn 12-year-old in a studio.
girl.
Like, I must be being punked. I must be. Because what is this plot armor with Daniela King? Is she ever gonna learn? She gonna be in her 60s and then finally realize there's consequences for her actions when she's sitting at home alone? Because you have her go from conversation to conversation and don't want to take accountability in none of it. It's so trivial. It's so trite. It's ridiculous. Daniela, you are a joke that stopped being funny a very long time ago. So while you are resenting Karen for graduating college, starting a business, getting into a relationship, trying to sustain that relationship, holding that nigga down, financially supporting that nigga as well as you at times, falling down, getting back up, getting her heart broken, healing, finding another nigga with some money, struggling with that, getting her heart broken again, healing. Because let's talk about why you actually resent her. While it could have started with you feel like you beneath her, which 100% could be, you talk down to me. It could have started off that way, but it has definitely matured. Your negative emotions have matured, and now you resent her as an individual. You resent her entire existence. And the thing that's so sad about it is you resent her for everything that she has done within her life, and nothing is stopping you from doing anything different except for yourself. But we're not going to clock that. We're not going to see that. You don't resent her because she has made it like you are beneath her. You have made it like you are beneath her. You have made consistent choices for the last 15 years that have kept you here while your friends have gone here. Y'all met in college, right?
Yeah.
Y'all befriended each other at college, right? Last time I checked, when we in college, we all sleeping on them extra long twin beds. We all going to the caf to eat. We all trying to figure out what's the next thing in our career. Trying to get these grades. At what point is any of it on you? Yes, Karen can be very harsh in her language. She can be very pointed and direct. But even that, to me, the conversation did not fully do that justice, because in addition to her being direct and blunt with you hoes, she has also put the kid gloves on way too many times to try to nurture y'all's asses as if she's been y'all's goddamn mother this whole time, and y'all treat her terribly. Which could also be an ironic thing, because a lot of us treat our mothers terribly within our community. But the problem is she ain't birthed you hoes for real. Figure it out. Take your ass back to Detroit if you need to restart, Daniela, because all of this shit is on you. This studio apartment, these goofy ass men that you decide to sleep with, your alcohol addiction, your drug addiction, your dead end ass job, your lack of being able to be a friend within this friend group. Same thing that Allie said, you need to have smoke for everybody, because while Karen might have said the things that you ain't want to damn hear, you need to be mad at Andy and Sabrina's ass for not telling you shit. Going along to get along, because if anybody looked down on you in this goddamn friend group, it was definitely Andrea Barnes. And I saw that from season 1, episode 1. It was built into Andy's character to look down on you. But because she light-skinned and cute, and maybe Karen seems a little bit more accessible to tear down, you ain't got no smoke for Andrea Barnes? Because Sabrina has willfully become your whipping boy, your punching bag. You ain't got no smoke for her? Those two are just as responsible, because they have let your ass sit in the corner and not say shit while they continue to achieve.
Baby. And why you ain't got no smoke for Tony? I'm sorry. Tony said you're a pothead that's in therapy. I said, well, you're a pothead that's in therapy. Can we put that on the shirt? Because I don't know, and I think that's where I like, because I really relate to Karen in the sense of, I'm not the sugarcoat friend. I am not the friend that's going to try to intentionally hurt you, but we gonna have some real conversation. And sometimes it can be taken the wrong way, but it is definitely led and drenched in love. And I'm gonna leave it here, because I said this to people who try to come for me when it comes to me trying to really elaborate about the things that I see when it comes to the character of Karen. All the things that Danni said, I tell anybody, I give you this challenge, who love to tell me how bad of a person Karen is, how bad of a friend Karen is. All I say is, tell me the season and episode where Karen has intentionally tried to hurt Andy, Sabrina, or Danni. I will wait. I can name many seasons and many episodes where her friends have betrayed her, where her friends have chosen someone else over her, where the friends have intentionally, specifically Danni, tried to hurt and assassinate her character. There are so many receipts for that. So until you can pull me the season and episode where Karen has done said things, then we can have a conversation. If not, don't come on my channel trying to get them little comments. Because I used to just leave them up there. I'm just going to delete them from this point on. Because we don't have time for it. I ain't got time for it. She's never done that. I have never seen an episode, and I've been watching it from the very first time that it aired. I have never seen an episode where Karen has intentionally tried to hurt her friends. Not ever.
Because it don't happen. It does not happen.
Not ever.
I'm actually, hold on. I'm trying to pull up season 5, episode 22. Because this is where I'm at with it, Allie. I'm with you. Let's pull the goddamn receipts. Let's pull the tape. Because I've had it. I've truly had it as it pertains to... Hold on, I'm looking for it. as it pertains to these disingenuous dialogues around it, because tomorrow it's gonna be, well, you just like Karen, so of course you're gonna say all of these things. No, let's default to the damn episodes. Let's default to the show, which clearly the new writers have not fully watched or gave respect or credence to, which is fine if that's what you choose to do, I suppose. But also, I watched this, so like, let's not play like we didn't spend hundreds of hours consuming this goddamn show and we don't remember what happened. Like, let's stop with that immediately. Okay, I have it pulled up.
Okay? Girl.
I specifically want to go to what Karen said to her, because I quite recall us breaking down this and reading Andy's ass for filth, because she didn't give a shit about this girl's feelings coming into this. She had not a care in the world. Sabrina wants to be silent, and Karen literally was trying to be honest with her, but still coddle her feelings while she was reading them all for filth. Because I guess it's okay to say whatever you got to say because you said it to them. But everybody else can't tell Daniela nothing, but she gets to say whatever the hell it is that she wants to say. Hold on, y'all. I'm like messing it up. I need to make it smaller because I can't see y'all's chat. I should have did this before. I didn't think I was going to pull it up. So that's also that thing.
So this is bullshit. You guys come in my home and attack me. Funny.
Attack her. Interesting use of words. Because I do think that you know what an actual attack in your home looks like. And I know I've like accepted that I'm going to be the villain, because I've decided I'm saying the shit that needs to be said. Call Erica what you want to call her behind it. You know what an attack actually looks like in your home. You experienced it 4 episodes prior. Now your friends are in here calling you in while calling you on your bullshit, and they don't care. They don't look at you as if you are equal part in this friendship. They don't fully see you or respect you. That is what that is, honey. Darling. Sugar plum. Respecting you in a friendship is not just patting you on your ass when things are going good. Respecting you in a friendship is saying, you know what? I don't think that this actually aligns with the woman that you want to be. And you had told me that you wanted to be of integrity. You had told me you had this goal. You had told me that you love yourself more than these niggas. So I can't let you go out like this. That's what real friendship looks like. But too often we want to fall down and be stuck on stupid. The moment that our friends tell us something that we don't want to hear, now they the enemy. Now we want to fight them. You got it, ho. Have at it. I got enough fight over here trying to be the bitch I told y'all I was. That is literally a thing, a conversation I have with my friends weekly. One homegirl in particular, I'm like, all right, I just came to you about this. And she's like, well, Erica, you're like so stuck right now on what's right and wrong. Because I go to her and I'm like, all right, this is what happened. This is what I had said. Was I wrong? She all, it's no right or wrong, girl. Like, it's how you felt. No. I need you to look at this because I told you that I want to be this type of woman. Does this feel or look like something that this type of woman would do? That's how I'm moving at my big age in my 30s. And that's what I expect of my friends. To give y'all a little bit of context. That's real life conversations that I'm having weekly. Reassessing, reflecting, adjusting, doing me, living me, trying to be true to me, but also trying to be true to an ideal that I have for myself. Daniela, part of your problem is you have no ideal. You have no thought. You have no goals. You are floating, honey, and now it's becoming everybody's problem. And there's, y'all, I'm sorry. If you got friends like this, you can only float with or have them hitch onto you for so long. Because after a while, floats become anchors. That float is taking on water and it's starting to go under. And the moment that happens, they stop floating next to you. Easy for you to pull along. Easy for you to make something shake for. Easy for you to help. The moment they start taking on water, they add weight. And they become an anchor. And it's time to snip, snip, ho. I've tried. For us to be exiting this episode and we're literally seeing Daniela and Karen move into a new season of friendship off the back of Karen eating everything that Danni said and walking back a lot of her goddamn feelings and not standing on business about them sickens me. Truly sickens me.
It does. Because it's only a matter of time before we go back to how it's always been.
Literally.
Period.
I'm trying to get to the point where...
But we still sisters.
In this moment, I don't know. Can y'all hear it? I think you should be able to. Yes. Ailey, you might not be able to. Unless it's on YouTube. This moment, Daniela read everybody for their whole ways, for they this, for they that. And Karen's response was...
But we still sisters.
How much shit of yours do I have to eat to stay in this friendship? How much of your aggression and projections do I have to eat to stay in this friendship? At what point does the shit you're shoveling my way no longer become appetizing? And it's, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to push back from the goddamn table. What you think, Ailey? Because nothing about this feels attractive to me.
Nothing about it was attractive. I think I became not angry at the fact that I had any expectations of what any writer would have done with this scene. It's just the fact of we have, when you think about, as you stated earlier, the loud ones of the community of sisters on social media. 98% of these people do not like the character of Karen. So just the little bits that they decide to feed the audience from the show, people eat it up like it's filet mignon. Like, oh, it's the best thing that ever came. Like, Karen deserved it. This is what should have been. They should have said this a long time ago. But then when you play footage after what you just played, and when I think of, as I'm, even though she was having a conversation with Danni, I am looking at Karen and I'm thinking about the episode where Andy told her that she didn't want to betray Fatima, so I betrayed you. But yet I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna go apologize yet again over something that I really don't need to apologize for. So as she's sitting with Danni, I'm thinking about all of these things, even the scene that you just played. And not only that, after that scene, Danni went to the bar to get slapped drunk. What happened? They went there after her. So my thoughts were, Danni is saying all of these things to Karen, and none of it was true. You make me feel like I'm beneath you. But anytime you're in distress, trouble, and or danger, and Karen is in any type of position to help you, she's there to let you know that I love you, to let you know that I'm here for you, to let you know that I got you. So in what world are we viewing a sister circle or a dynamic between them two that Karen makes you feel that way? And as you stated, she's only that when she says something that you don't want to hear.
Yep.
Or you don't want to believe about yourself. Or you don't want to accurately assess your actions and your decisions to say, I'm the reason I'm in the rut I am in now. Nobody else. You are a supervisor at the airport, and we see you getting hunched on more than doing work. Where the hell they do that at?
Ooh.
You can't wait to have sex. You got to have sex all the time at work. Anytime somebody opens up that door, they find you on your knees. Just like Major Hamilton said, it don't matter how impressive your throat game is. Because on your knees is the position she's found you in more than she should have.
Ooh.
But you ain't got no problem with that. You've already shown us that you think sex is the only way to keep Tony around. The only way. You have nothing else to offer, and that's your fault.
That is your
That's your fault.
fault. Hold
So
on.
no.
I think that I'm having issues with the internet right now. Hold on 1 second, because they're saying they're struggling. Or it's buffering. Okay. I prioritize my computer, so we shouldn't have no issues. No more additional issues. On her knees, as Ali said. The it's, I can't even say the thing is, because there's so many things. Is Daniela ever going to look at herself? Because, and then some people going to say in the chat, or they going to say later, well, she apologized. Apologies with qualifications, to me, are not actual apologies. Like, she apologized under the qualifier of, I am going through something similar, so now I understand why that was so very wrong. Keep that shit, ho. Keep it. That don't show me that you learned a goddamn thing for betraying and hurting me in the way that you did. It just shows me that you're hurting now, and we're trying to also shift the conversation to talk about, woe is me, my problems. Bitch, I have a business to run. Go back to work, ho. And take this half-ass apology with you. You're not sorry that you made certain decisions to specifically hurt me, harm me emotionally. You're not sorry about it. You're sorry that you're experiencing it now. That's what you're sorry about. So, okay, here, damn, let me throw you a little sorry because I hate this feeling. So maybe you kind of hate it too. So, all right, I kind of had something to do with that. That ain't an apology. Daniela has learned nothing. She's holding nothing to her own vest and chest. She don't want to own that you're untrustworthy. Because what I said to you, I said to your face. Like, she literally played tennis this entire conversation that she initiated. And the only way for Karen to get out of it healthily was to just accept. And this is the bitch that's got the therapist. The bitch just running around taking no actual accountability, not having no effective communication skills, not being able to do a goddamn thing in any interpersonal relationships, is the one who is seeing the therapist. Child.
It's a wrap for the character of Danni for me. Like, she can go to hell. I've been trying to send people to hell. I've been trying to send them to empty pools. But the more and the more I'm listening to you, and I'm sitting with their conversation, and I'm just thinking about all the things that Danni has done, and it is making my blood boil as to the way that Jamie chose to write this. I'm sitting here thinking about the episode where Karen told her friends that she was pregnant with twins. And what did Danni tell her? Girl, that could have been a text message. You looked uninterested the entire time you were there. You had no interest in the things that Karen was sharing with you. Anytime she invited you into any aspect of her life, you did not care. You did not want to be there. And all of a sudden, it's her fault. Girl, please go. Please go.
Immediately.
I just have no words. Like, she's the worst type of person. And I like what you said, and I think this is very important about this. I'm sorry. And I think that's why a lot of times there is an existence of weak friendships and weak sisterhoods because people don't want to hold others accountable. And I like the example that you gave about your friend. You stated this is the type of individual that I want to be, and I need to make sure based on what I did, I'm asking you, does it line up? And I think that is so vitally important. It made me think about one instance. with one of my friends at the school. I said something to her, and I heard the way that it came in, and it was very cold. It was very harsh. And I was like, mm-mm. And I told one of my other friends, I said, don't tell her coming for a minute. And when she came back, I said, I want to apologize to you. I said, I heard the way that that came out, and that was not my intent. I sincerely apologize for saying what I said to you. And she was like, oh, Alicia, girl, it's okay. I said, no, it's not. And I said, I don't ever want you to feel that it's okay for anyone to speak to you like that, myself included. And I do apologize because we have to hold, and whatever she felt, she didn't even think nothing of it. But in my heart, I was like, I didn't like how that came out of my mouth because that was not my intent. And it was disrespectful. And I immediately corrected it. And I think a lot of times we do sometimes, girl, she don't care that you said that. It doesn't matter if she cares. You know there was an offense there. And so it's up to you to correct it when you know the type of individual that you want to become. And I know for me, being someone that does strive to be my best self all the time, and of course we fall short, but when you recognize it, check it and deal with it. And when you don't, and I've been young before, immature. My friend say something I don't like what she said. Don't come at me like that no more. It's immaturity speak. But when you're knocking on 40 doors and you still functioning like that, it's a problem.
It is
And
a
if you watching this
problem.
and you in your 30s and you functioning like that, it is a huge problem. And you need to get around some people that's gonna hold you accountable. First, hold your own self accountable. Decide who you want to be and move as such. But Danni, I'm just gonna tell y'all straight up, the Danni people that's gonna be coming in my comments. Oh, I'm ready for y'all.
No, I'm ready for
I'm ready.
I'm waiting.
We talk about Andy yet? No, we've been on Danni.
No, we are jumping Danni's ass and we're not letting her up. Like that's just what it is, because that conversation was completely egregious. It was completely egregious. It was completely ridiculous. And we get it. Y'all don't like Karen, but also we also need to address the fact that too many of y'all are actually villains in your own story. It is not other people. Stop trying to make people villains in your life that are not actually the villains when you are the villain. You are quite literally the villain in your own life, Daniela. The call is coming from inside the house, ho. I guess we can move on. That conversation was the most egregious thing of the whole damn episode.
It was.
It was the thing that made me not really want to take it seriously, but it was also reinforced. Oh my God, it was so reinforced by Karen calling Zach, you want to come to the baby appointment? And I'm okay with Fatima coming. You know what? Let's go there, Allie. Let's actually go there, and we'll come back to Daniela and the other bullshit with Major goofy ass.
But I got a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
My question is, what's the reason you believe that it was important for Jamie to write Karen personally calling Zach and Aaron just showing up there, even if she did call him? Why was it important for us?
Why we didn't get to see her call Aaron? Because they're listening to these fucking fans. At this point, Karen is being utilized to get their fan fiction off. And you know what? It's y'all show. Do y'all stuck thizzle? But I see you. And you're not fooling me. And I don't want this to be misconstrued in any way of like, oh, Erica doesn't want them to be a blended family, don't want them to be happy. I appreciate that. If that's where y'all going, because there's a lot of people who doing it. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a being with you. The Shy is doing it better. The Shy is doing the blended family better. Because it's not on one person to make this blended family work, especially if that one person that you're trying to pin all this shit on is not the one with the penis doing all the poking. Okay? But Karen to need to call Zach, and we see that on screen, and it ain't a text message, and it's a specificity of like, and let Fatima know she could come too. And oh, when she get there, where's Fatima? Not too much. He ain't bring a grate. Maybe you done figured out the goddamn cheat code, Karen, because when you say that she can't bring her ass, she have her ass there. When you say that she can come, she don't come. Now we know how to keep her ass away. Clock it. I said, you don't need to ask her how she at. She's wherever she's at. Because y'all are still not good. Y'all will not be good, not because Karen don't want y'all to be good, but because Fatima is not taking no goddamn accountability for her part in it as well. You're so hell-bent on enabling this goofy-ass man and propping up this goofy-ass man who has no goddamn job and got y'all with a goddamn nanny who's not even available to watch the goddamn kid when you need it most. That you're beefing with this woman who is just like you. All behind some raggedy-ass penis, honey, who's only here out of convenience. Fatima need to sit with that. Fatima need to think on that before they can ever fully be a blended family and be cool. Karen is not the only one that gotta reconsider some shit. Karen is not the only one that gotta atone for some actions and some words said. Because yes, she swung a couple bees Fatima's way, but she has yet to walk her ass into the goddamn duplex ready to do something. So stop. And I think it was a very specific choice for her to call Zach, but then not call Aaron. And it's furthering the narrative of there's a problem with Aaron, but Zach is the fucking golden boy of a show that's supposed to be about women. What are we doing? Y'all are full of shit. And I don't give a damn what you put on this screen. I'ma see through it. Sorry, Ellie. I get the ranting.
No. This is good because I already said this. I already said it, and Toya Gemini just brought it back up. Not to me specifically. She said they made it the Karen apology tour, and I didn't like it. Now, Jamie, I'm gonna be calm on our sisters people. I'm gonna be calm over here. But I said a couple weeks ago, if y'all make Karen start apologizing to everybody, that I was gonna go off on whoever wrote the episode. Well, Jamie, prepare. That's all I'm gonna say. Because you're gonna get it on my channel when I do my review for this episode. And then that's what it was. I felt like it was a Karen apology tour. Or I'm gonna be the bigger person. Anyway. Yeah, right, Fatima. Oh my God, Karen. Oh my God. It was like her presence tonight was to make everybody else feel good, even if it was for her taking the lashing. And she's the pregnant one. But I'm gonna do what I got. I'm gonna make you feel good, safe, and secure, even though I'm over here. There was no reason. Fatima don't need to be there. Was that coming some? Yeah, it's me, Aaron. And she was like, "How you know the baby gonna be cute?" Well, it's me, Aaron, Karen, and you. But Fatima DNA on them damn kids. What you mean? What you talking about? I said, baby, I just yet again.
And if you're going to have this conversation about what it looks like to get to the blended family, then have the goddamn conversation. He trying to make sure she's included. Have the conversation. Damn. Is anybody going to grow? Is anybody going to do anything? Or are we just going to continue to reward poor behavior and poor character development? The character who has the most character development, the strongest character arcs is the one who takes every goddamn thing. And everybody that is the weakest link get whatever they want. Zach, thank you so much. What did he do to deserve that? Just on a straight up level, on a one-on-one level. Besides tell her you need to be cool with my girl. You ain't put on screen him calling the check. You ain't put on screen him setting up an auto delivery or Instacart for certain things so she can stay nourished with fresh fruits and vegetables or some shit coming to the salon. We haven't seen you do a goddamn thing to adjust your life to create some type of comfort and or safety for this woman. But every chance y'all get, she now has to concede her feelings and her very real lived experience and perspective to make everybody else comfortable, who also, none of which are carrying 2 goddamn babies. Stop. Cut it the fuck out, please.
Yeah.
The conversation with her mama. You can handle Zach and Fatima, but she should not
Oh,
have to.
she didn't
Yes,
have
she
to.
can handle them, but she should not have to, mama. And why I gotta tell you that, mama?
Yeah.
We're tired,
Miss
mama.
Lisa got on my nerves. Yes, yes. I just even at the beginning when Miss Lisa was telling Karen that she resents Pam because of her success and that she has the right to. I said, wait a minute, wait. Now Karen has resentment towards Pam. I said, what are we doing? Because the first time when that was said, I said, oh, so Karen has resentment in her heart because Danny has resentment. Danny just can't have resentment on her own. We got to somehow transfer that over to Karen when it comes to Pam resentment. And I think for me, the moment that that was stated, I immediately thought about the episode where Karen became incredibly emotional when Pam told her that she looked up to her, that she was the reason why she was doing what she was doing. And I remember we talked about that in great detail, about that Karen probably never had anyone to share those type of feelings towards her. And now the same person who did it, that's who she's resenting. I don't know. I guess for me, and you can tell me if you witnessed it or picked up on it, I've never picked up on that type of emotion from Karen towards Pam.
I don't think that she's had it
I've never had. I
sustained,
never.
but I feel like part of it could be lazy writing, right? Like part of it could just be like we
Mm-hmm.
have the resentment theme, so we're gonna try to roll with it, and we're gonna do the very bare minimum writing to make it work. I think that they should have used a different word because they use resentment with Daniela. It's going to be very easy for this audience, who is a mostly passive, non-critical thinking audience. No shots, no shades, but I'm telling the goddamn truth tonight, and y'all gonna deal. Non-critical thinking as audience are going to make the one-on-one comparison. I think that there is something to be said about resenting Pam for costing her financially to prop herself up
Mm-hmm.
and having
Mm-hmm.
no plan or sight in motion to actually pay her back and or help her or even just atone for the fact that you're doing this to me. I think that resentment can come up in a moment. It doesn't have to be festering. It's not normal to me for you to resent somebody, you to start to develop feelings of resentment, and that shit to last years. So I definitely think that Karen could resent Pam now as it pertains to like the process of getting this damn salon up and running in the last 3 months while she's also launching Roots to Riches, and Karen going through it and Pam being of bare minimum help and at times a liability financially, and not having no problem with it. I think she's 100% right to resent her for that, which is why I'm saying I don't necessarily love the writing, because for Miss Lisa to say she resents her for her success, she don't give a fuck about the success. She gives a fuck that the success cost her money and now she doesn't have liability insurance. That's what she cares about. She cares about her bank account running low and Pam's running high, and we haven't seen no goddamn deposits. There's nothing even there. There's nothing even been said about that. But when you have a character that you have decided you're going to use as the scapegoat and be the dumping ground for everybody, then you don't have to put a ton of thought into what is said to them and what is said to them in a way for the audience to take as Bible or fact, or what is said and done in a way that the audience is prompted to question, well, is this actually real? Everything that gets laid at Karen's doorstep becomes fact and true for her. She's resentful of Pam's success. She don't give a shit about that. She gives a shit that it is costing her financially. And she has said so multiple times over the course of the season. But we're going to act like that's not the case because we need to continue to build up the villain narrative so that we can make sure that this Karen apology tour goes off without a hitch.
Thanks. That was perfectly stated. That was perfectly stated. Because I'm like, jealous of her success? Absolutely not. The girl's insurance. Pam just would not have that responsibility anymore. 'Cause she's messed up a little bit, a little bit. She's messed up too many times for her to still have that type of responsibility when it comes to Karen's finances over anything that goes on. And at this point, she needs to be fired. I mean, you are the assistant, and you're making those type of mistakes. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Mm-mm.
And that's not even a mistake. That was a choice. You put all your ingredients on my goddamn credit card and didn't pay
Facts.
it. Like, y'all know good and goddamn well somebody took your credit card today and did whatever the hell they wanted to do with it, and now you gotta go ahead and pay the bill. Y'all asses will be pissed. Stop. And nobody will blame you for resenting the person who decided to take your kindness for a goddamn weakness and max out your goddamn credit card in this economy. And I got 2 babies on the way.
Mm-mm.
Child. But, you know, we talked about this, it feels like many moons ago at this point, but like many episodes ago, as it pertains to this audience specifically and how they see Karen, and how so often everything that of substance that matters with Karen is implied, but with everybody else it gets stated outright. So I just ask people who are ingesting the Karen character to look at what is also not being said, right? Because Karen didn't bring up in the conversation with Daniela all the money that she has given Daniela over the years. She has spoken to her specific hurt. She's allowed herself to heal from and accept apologies that were never given for things and move forward and persevere in this friendship. She's gone above and beyond to keep this friendship and still continue to be betrayed at various levels until you get to the point where, all right, this is where I'm drawing the line. Karen is 100% right for doing so. Don't let them convince you she's the villain because of Daniela. Don't let them convince you that she's the villain and resenting Pam's success when Pam is putting her in an extremely compromising position financially, knowing that she came into this with a compromising position financially. And she's also not trying to take no easy roads out because she ain't called Aaron for a check yet. But you know who did? Pam. How you call Aaron for a check? I haven't called Aaron for a check, and you still maxed out my credit cards and cost me insurance. The thing that's being unsaid is Karen is kind. The thing that's being unsaid is Karen is generous. The thing that's unsaid is Karen is being very, very patient. And specifically in this season, while she has her emotions, and I think that she's 100% right in having all the motherfuckers, if you ask me, she's also gone out of her way to be very reflective this season specifically. And none of your faves can say the same. You cannot agree, but the receipts show that Karen's ass is elite. Still. And I'm perfectly fine and have accepted the fact that all of this shit is being unsaid. But it's still loud and clear for me.
Those are facts.
I feel like I'm fighting right now, Ellie. Like, I feel like... Listen, Jamie, you watch this episode. It's all cool they lie on the industry level, but we get in the same room, we're going to have to talk.
Because he tried it. He tried it. Y'all tried it. On so many levels. On so many levels, you tried it. So, is it safe to say, I'm jumping to something else. Is it safe to say that Deja knows Michael better than Fatima and Zach, and she only spent maybe 2 hours with him?
Say more words. How?
When as Deja was watching him, and she was like, so what's your favorite color? And he pointed to the yellow. She was like, oh, yellow, mine too. And then when Fatima came home, she's like, I just fixed him a little something, just letting you know yellow just happens to be his favorite color. I'm saying that I'm being a little bit petty, but I'm also being serious because there has not been any other time that I have seen them take any interest in what Michael likes just because he is not. And the fact that Deja, of all people, asked him something so simple, Michael, what's your favorite color? And he interacted with her to let her know what his favorite color is. And like for me, that was big because I'm like, y'all starting to treat this little boy like he's a mascot. He's just there. Even though he's nonverbal, even he's just there. So I did love the fact that, well, for whatever reason, that little scene just hit me in a way. But I was like, and I like Deja anyway. But I was like, I really did like that little moment between her and Michael, and I love that she didn't treat him any differently because he
Mm-hmm.
may be different. I love it.
But I don't know. I didn't even see like I'm like Zach is just leaving her there. Did he even tell her that he's autistic or that he is delayed in any kind of way? It don't feel like it. How they're handling Michael as a whole, which I don't think I gave enough credence to paying attention to Deja. I appreciated that she softened. I appreciated that even with does she have kids? She doesn't have kids. Even without kids of her own, when thrown into a circumstance to watch a child, she magically figures out how to tend to a child. One with a lot more needs than a 12-year-old. But you know what? I'm gonna let Daniela take your ass over there, Daniela. Cool. I appreciated all the Deja did. I was more focused on Zach's lack of communication around it. And like that whole set, like I'm just not buying their great place for Michael, period. So I'm turned off immediately when we get to the scenes because, like you said, they're not showing them actually engaging with him. They are babysitting him at best. And then telling us how Fatima's caring for him, but we don't actually get to see that either. We watch Zach babysit him, and then we watch Zach speak about how Fatima actually cares for him. We don't fully get to see it. It's wild that we get to see the most nurturing, engaging moments with the damn neighbor, the arch nemesis, if you will. If anything, I walked out of that scene and I said, well, listen, if you got multiple arch nemesis, at what point are you the problem? Because I know Deja's annoying. I know that Deja wants to hunch on Zach, but when the hell did she become an arch nemesis? Fatima, grow the fuck up, please. Please, honey. Everybody with a butt, you gonna have a girl. Still, if you are swearing fealty and arch nemesism with Deja, let that man go, girl. He's not your man if you got to do all of this. You live in Atlanta. Everybody with an ass, girl. So I don't know, Allie. You clocked something. Some people agree with you. Carrie said that you nailed it. I wasn't paying attention enough because I'm kind of really tapped out of the teaminess of it all. I ain't even gonna hold y'all.
Yeah, I'm tapped out of all of it, to be honest. But I was like, for whatever reason, that just, and maybe because I work with kids, but that part it just did something to me. But it's funny that you said Fatima like grow up. I literally had to, in my notes, I put Fatima grow the up. First of all, and this is the thing that I always say about Fatima that really pisses me off. It just pisses me off. Zach, as I always say, he can't take a crap without asking Fatima what brand of toilet paper to use to wipe his ass. Karen called me. I could go to the appointment. She wants you to come to. Isn't that great? Zach, I can't make it on this. Whatever. Okay, I need somebody to watch Michael. Okay, well just get somebody. You sure this ain't no trick? Why every time you feel like you being set up, schemed, or being tricked? But I get it. Because when Fatima comes home and she sees Deja in her house, you got a problem with Zach for having Deja watch Michael, but you told him to just get somebody. The fact that y'all have hired a nanny and what the first day on the job she can't come to work. So you got Deja doing just like you told him, just find something. This for I mean, get somebody. Okay. You get Deja because you know Deja works at night because she's a stripper. Then you had a problem with it, got upset with Zach, and told him that he should have called Angela because that's where Michael is now. I'm sorry, ma'am. Don't Angela work just like you? Don't she work upstairs? Isn't she at work? So she was not an option. She's an option
And if she was an
now because
option,
you're
why didn't
obviously
you
off.
offer it to him? You are literally his mama all the time, fixing all of his
Thank
problems,
you.
putting out all of his fires, and then when he comes to you with another one, now all of a sudden you don't have time for it, but you don't like the decision that he made in doing it. Do you want to be with him or not? Do you want a partner or don't you? Because it's giving you want 2 children. And Zachary is your child, but you didn't tell him what specifically to do, so he did his best, and that's still not a good enough. Fatima, for real, like, you so busy at work because you got to show up for Andy, and then your ass still leaves early just to come home and throw Deja out and leave Andy to go do the dumb shit that she decides to do? Girl, Y'all's fave ain't saving like she used to save. What's going on? Everybody's in peril.
It's giving slow. It's giving slow. It's giving slow. Because I'm trying to understand when Fatima comes home. Oh, hey, man, is your daddy come? Is he upstairs? Zach, come home. Where the hell is that car, Fatima? Zach is at the hospital. Where's that car at, Fatima? Did you see it when you parked yours? Because from my understanding, y'all only got two. Was there an empty spot over there in the driveway, sis? What you mean, Zach, I'm home? He ain't done. I said, I didn't know Jamie was the person who wrote this until we got on the live. But I'm like, y'all giving slow. Like I said last week, do she need to be on the bus with me, riding to school with the other kids? Because what is going on? That made absolutely no sense. He ain't home. And that may be petty, and it may not be nothing, but for whatever reason, that just pissed the hell out of me.
It made
Baby,
no
I'm
sense.
home. I'm up.
And he also told you he was going. That was the whole point of this. So you should be walking in because you left work early looking for whoever he actually has watching Michael. Because I would think you left early because, he had to grab somebody real quick. Let me go help them out because they're doing us a favor. A great opportunity for character development of you to give Deja a pass and say, you know what, thank you for watching Michael. I'm here now. You can go. You don't even got to be pleasant with her. You could have just kept it at that. And that would have showed a little bit of growth on your part. The maturity that your fans just love to believe that you have. But no. You make this a whole thing. A whole moment. If y'all want these men that are fine as hell but can't make no damn decisions within y'all's home and or y'all's lifestyle without you, great job. Y'all's doing the Lord's work. Keep taking them off of our hands because I don't want it. I don't want it at all. You can have it.
Yeah, and I agree with you. That's when I said Fatima, go to hell up. The way I saw her respond to Deja, I was like, that just wasn't even called for. At all. She's watching y'all son. Why are you coming? She ain't coming at you crazy. What's the problem? It's crazy to me. I guess for me, to me, every time I see Fatima with these situations, it just continues to scream insecurity. Because it's okay having a man that's fine and a man that other women want to have sex with. Hell, that's fine. But you're gonna have an issue with every woman who finds Zach attractive, every woman who may want to get from that good. You won't have a problem with that. You
every
so
time.
much problems, man. Because Zach is still he's fine until they understand who the hell he is and want to give him that good. It don't matter no more. But it's like you have it. Like, what is your problem now? Don't have him. The house is gonna be a double homicide. Fatima is a joke that is no longer funny. There ain't nobody scared of Fatima. Like it doesn't hit. It just doesn't hit anymore. It just really don't.
At all.
You know.
And it's sad because, like Lynn Williams says, I'm sick of the whole show. I feel that because part of this is like we're critiquing, what's going on with the characters, and they do represent very real women. But for you to have so many for this ensemble show, it's not a balance because it's everybody insecure. Everybody gonna fight over a nigga. Everybody don't believe in themselves. Everybody. The strongest character that you have is Karen, and this is the whipping child of the entire show. She can't stand on business about shit. And then every woman, from the supplemental characters, Tiffany, we looking at your goofy ass showing up at this lady's house talking about what you talking about. Daniela, sucking it is all that matters. Sabrina, girl, find your goddamn voice. I'm not too much on your ass, because I swear Novi plays Sabrina so beautifully, and it is so goddamn cute, but it's the most infuriating shit, because I'm like, girl, we don't have time for this naivete. Find your shit and get in the game. Andrea Barnes is entering into Gary Era 5. Karen over here apologizing to everybody as if her ass ain't pregnant. Daniela ain't taking accountability for shit. Fatima is enabling Zach's ass to continue to be a deadbeat nigga. And your ass over here like, yeah, it's great. no, don't look at me. Don't talk about me. I'm trying to have a baby, but not with him. The sex is great. He's fine, but he don't want to have a baby with. Find your voice, Sabrina. Help. We need help. It's chaos afoot, honey. Shit. Somebody help us, please. This shit is a mess. They refuse to let Karen do it, so somebody got to do it. So I'm trying to stay off Sabrina's ass. Please, writers, let her find her voice. Continue to let Karen be the goddamn scapegoat. Fine, I will take it. I will eat it. But please let Sabrina find her goddamn voice, find her goddamn self, and get to telling people what needs to be told, because I'm tired. What is the likelihood that every goddamn black woman in this goddamn world is going to be this trite and trivial? I exist. Allie exists. Naya exists. Melissa exists. Like, we exist. Stop. Fuck. And I'm already setting myself up for failure if I'm hinging my goddamn hopes and dreams on Sabrina.
Girl. Somebody said Brina gone with the wind, baby. She's gone with the wind.
All these women are simple as shit. And y'all out here villainizing Karen's ass. She the only bitch out here even second guessing any of the things that she doing. And the rest of the bitches is simple. Every last one of them. Even the billionaire bitches are simple. The hoes are simple. The billionaire bitches are simple. Like, everybody is simple, and Karen is the problem. That's the show. And Zach's penis is gold. That's the show.
Insert Tony and Tamar Braxton singing "Ding-a-ling of Gold." We gon' get at the Zach. We gonna play that film. That's our ode to him tonight, because obviously it's dipped in 14K. Because I'm like, it's dipped in 14K go, because what is going on? Sabrina, baby,
and Zinga,
Sabrina.
yes. And Zinga put in the chat, Kevin Hart voice, help me. Shit.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And so it's and the best thing about it is with Sabrina, dog, like, when that man was interviewing her and she was telling him that she wanted to have a baby, she was going through the fertility, treatments and things of that nature. And he was like, "Oh, okay." Then he says he wants to have a big family. Then here comes Rich, which I wish he wouldn't even showed up, but anyway. And he was like, "Oh yes, Sabrina was just telling me, you guys are thinking about, having children." No, I'm doing the fertility alone. Rich doesn't want to have children. And the man was like, and you could tell he was stuck. Like, "Oh, wow, I definitely don't want to misquote you in the interview." Sabrina, the fact that you are so comfortable with telling that information, ma'am, tells me everything I need to know. You need to drop Rich ass. Because what are we doing at this?
Sabrina,
what
I
are we
need
doing
you
at
to
this
wake
point?
up, girl. Please, Sabrina, we are in peril. Please, please. What did Scrappy
Baby.
Mama say? The castle is under attack. The castle's under attack, Sabrina, and you just walking up to the fucking...
She's just walking, baby. Walking into the fire.
Walking straight into it with a smile on her cute ass face, child.
On the baby. Rich don't, but we're still together.
The castle is right.
Ma'am, I need Sabrina to move whatever child she just lived in, the land of oblivion.
Please.
Need her to come out.
Please, Sabrina. I don't know. I cannot beg you enough. I am on my knees, honey. Please. Please, Sabrina.
I just, okay.
And she got this disrespectful ass nigga who come sit his bald-headed ass down next to her and got nothing but smoke and jealousy. Rich, if you don't take your narrow ass.
Said these men, and then you gonna lie. Yeah, I'm up. My bad, man. It's nice to meet you. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not.
Now
It's
that I
nice
know
to
that you're
meet
not
you.
a threat,
Actually,
it's nice to meet you. Take your ass on somewhere.
and my thing is this. In my opinion, everybody, every man that comes into Sabrina's life or in her pathway should be a threat to Rich.
Every
Because
single
some man is
one.
gonna come. Everyone. Because there's gonna be a man that's gonna come. Possibly this dude that we were just introduced to tonight that wants the same thing that Sabrina wants. You don't want that. I don't care how great your sex is, how much you say you love me, even though we know you don't. All of those things, the very thing that she says that she feels she's been purposed to do, you don't feel that that's a part of your destiny. It's not going to work. So get the hell out of Dodge. Why y'all playing with each other? When Sabrina told him last week, I think we need to pause. I said, no, pause. Y'all need to cancel. Separate, whatever. Leave it alone. He's not the one. He's just not the one. Then when he brought up to his friends about the possibility of Sabrina trapping him, as if she want to have a baby by your ass, I said, I'm done with Rich. Next. Send him on his merry way. Even though I love him as an actor. I love Monty. But no,
Yes, Monty. But now you have reached the levels of Bill, and it's F you forever, ho. It is F Rich just like it's F Bill. So.
You really got people in that damn juice bar. She want to have a baby by you. What, you going to support her selling slushies? I don't know.
Selling slushies?
No.
Okay, that's just funny. But also, right, again, to my point of if we gonna have any woman in this entire universe stand up. So, when I asked you what you was doing later, you said you had a work thing. This is what you mean because I own your goddamn time. And if I want to see you, then I need to see you. And you don't need to be making no other plans. Nigga said what? When I tell y'all I need Sabrina to find her voice, because aside from him disrespecting that man, him even questioning her in that way, I want to have a goddamn child, and you are talking about I'm trying to trap you because you can't stop fucking on me, and I'm out here having dinner and you got some shit to say? We need a bitch in the Sistas universe that don't have a problem embarrassing niggas. The way these niggas get to crying online about how women is too independent and women is too damn mouthy and women is too this and women is too that. Where is those two women in the Sistas universe? Not enough niggas is getting embarrassed in the Sistas universe. Case in point, Rich. He should have got his bald ass embarrassed after Sabrina embarrassed her goddamn self.
Oh, God. And you know, it's just like, not all men, but I'm just grouping y'all together now. It is so funny to have all this pushback on women when he's the one out here know the truth about the condom falling off. So
And have yet to say a goddamn thing about it.
And he said a mumbling word.
I got men in my comment section laying me out because Rich is just trying to protect himself by not telling her the condom came off while they were having sex. Exactly. Shut the hell up.
Yeah. Yeah. Baby.
Sade says, I wish they all had Karen's snapback ability. But then Karen don't even get to stand on it. So her being able to clap back at niggas don't even matter anymore because 7 episodes later, after she tell people what needs to be said, she gonna have to apologize for it.
Yep.
Writers, since y'all want to listen to what the fans saying, I'll I'm at this point, I got to be more vocal for Karen. I got to take my ass for real back into them Twitter streets. I got to be annoying, and I got to make myself a goddamn problem, because even if y'all not going to do justice by Karen, because I'm always see it for sis. I got plenty of character development. I know who that woman is, and I know what her evolutionary journey is, regardless of whatever y'all decide to put her in. I need to advocate for somebody to be introduced into the Sistas goddamn universe that's going to embarrass these niggas. It's unbalanced, and I don't like it.
It's very unbalanced. Very unbalanced.
I don't even know where to go
next.
But
the men can embarrass the women.
The men can embarrass the women all day long. They can embarrass them all day.
That's in therapy. That's embarrassing. It's the truth. But you're a pothead. That when I tell you I laugh from the depths of my soul.
I don't remember him saying it. I tuned out. Once I saw that scene open with him rubbing her goddamn feet and her pillow talking about the wife showing up and they kicking it like it's cool, I said, oh, this scene ain't serious. I'm not listening to this shit. So I have no idea what was actually said. For the most part. I just got the gist.
She was telling him about his fast ass daughter. No, she said, I told her about her fast ass daughter. And he was like, well, then that's my fast ass daughter too. Well, you need to take out that wire belt and beat her ass. Like, beat her like she stole something. And I'm like,
okay, girl.
Please just go to work. Just go to work. Because she said something smart. And that's when he was like, you're a pothead that's in therapy. And I'm like, well, I mean,
that was actually very, very pedestrian of him to say. That was nice. That was a little love tap for your ass, because I would have said something way worse. You can go to fake crying Andy. I swear I was sick of her the whole episode. Oh, God. Gary is ruining my life. Oh, Gary.
I just can't. Andy, we don't care.
We don't care.
We don't give two damns about you crying. I know I don't. I don't care. Because you could have killed Gary a long time ago. You could have got rid of Gary a long time ago. When Karen was telling you how bad this man was, because that's one thing I will say, Karen was advocating for Andy to leave this man, to be your best self, sis. She proved herself to be a wonderful sister and a great friend, and you spat in her face every single damn time. So guess what? This is where we are, ma'am. This is where we at, sis. And then I'm pissed off at the detective because him and Penelope, even though he wasn't even seen, we just heard her voice, got on my damn nerves. What are you calling Andy? Yeah, I can't wait till the FBI on us take Gary down and we testify against him. It's giving setup. Because why are you calling her? Y'all just spoke a couple days ago. She know what the plan is. Why are you calling her? Why are you calling her? I said, I can't take, the level of stupidity in this episode was top tier. It was top tier because there was no reason for Penelope to call Andy this episode at all.
And Gary will be out of our lives. Y'all are not friends, ho.
At all. How are you doing? I mean, if you're talking about being stuck in this hotel and my child being gone, not too good, Andy. I said, Jamie, please approach the minute. If you ain't got nothing to say, it's okay if the characters ain't got nothing to say. Leave Penelope. We know she's safe. She in the hotel room. Let her ass say that. We don't need to have them up. I just couldn't. And then Fatima. Andy, what's wrong? No. Families first. Families first.
Interesting, because when you got problems and you was running to Karen's ass, it was your problems needed to trump anything that she was damn going through at any given moment. Interesting. Well, Allie, when I tell you, I really don't got nothing for Andrea Barnes. Andrea Barnes, I quite literally don't give one fuck, two fucks, red fuck, blue fuck. I don't. None of them.
I ain't got none either. I ain't searched for them, but I know they don't exist for me. I ain't got them. Even when she went to go break up with Jordan, and he tried to grab her hand, and she snatched it and tucked it behind her back. I said, "What the hell is this? What the hell is this? We haven't been working out for a long time now. That's the best breakup you can do."
Girl, y'all haven't been working out. It seemed like y'all work out just fine. Y'all fit perfectly because all y'all do is fuck.
Okay. And we both know it. I said, Jimmy, ain't nobody ever broke up with you.
It was
You
boring.
never, ain't nobody ever broke up with you.
It was tired.
I think they have. I think you could. Yeah, you could have gave better. It made it believable. And then when she brought up Gary, to me that's gonna put a bad taste in Jordan's not be able to fish out. Okay, Gary is somehow involved in this, or whatever the case may be.
She said that to Jordan.
She brought up Gary.
What'd she say?
She brought up Gary. She didn't go into detail. What did she say? She said something like, she was basically saying that she's the reason why all these things are happening. Basically.
Oh yeah, she did say that. Oh, yeah, she did say that. Girl, bye. Go on. Where you going with Gary? Go on ahead. Just get to it for me. Like, Andrea, I don't give a shit.
Please.
I fully said goodbye to Tamara this episode. Like, Tamara, girl, I can't even believe I ever hoped and dreamed for you, because the way I would never, ever be able to fathom, kissing on a nigga that looks me dead in my face and tell me my vagina is loose and the shit stinks. What is sexy about that? Again, me calling into question how we are handling the women within this goddamn universe, because what the about this is cool? What about this is fly? He not taking your extortion deal, so you ain't getting $250,000 from him, and you going to get a couple negative ass remarks regarding your anatomy before he throw your dumb ass out. Child.
And I had so many. I had some questions. First of all, Samira, whatever gave you the implication that Gary would ever give you money? $250,000 to be exact. I said, you know damn well that wouldn't happen. You just know what happened. Secondly, the disrespect that Gary has towards this woman is wild. And she already knew, because she knew how he treated Penelope. And the fact that you came there, because when I saw what she had on, I said, "Oh, you came there to get hunched on. That was your whole purpose. You came there to get hunched on." And then Gary don't care what he said. It's the audacity for me. I wish the women had the same audacity that Gary walks around with. Gary says whatever the hell he wants to say to whoever he wants to say it to.
Whatever.
He just says it. But going back to what you said, this is a show about women. This is a show about women, and it's been completely taken over by these dumb ass dudes, and they're new figures that done came in, and somehow they can just say whatever the hell they want to say to these women. I don't understand it.
And the women find it attractive. They find it alluring. They find it seductive. These men consistently be rewarded with additional bad bitches for their poor behavior.
Okay.
And I get it. It happens in real life. But are we ever going to show that this is not actually a thing so that your audience gets to at least pick and choose? You're programming these generational women, everybody watching, to have a negative bias against themselves and affirming this horrible ass rhetoric in relationships by making the shit look sexy. Tamara's cute as hell in that office. And I'm sorry, but some ditzy ass girl was looking at her like, oh, if he says this, that must mean he really want me.
Or when you do have a woman who's standing on business like Karen, when it came to her relationship with Zach and she felt enough was enough, it's not working, and I want to see what it's like with this new man. Oh, Karen, she still should have stayed beside him. She still should have gave him another chance. Zach was trying. When, where, and how the hell? Because he was not. He was not. So it creates this illusion of struggle love is something to be desired. Struggle love is, it looks so cute on TV. It looks so cute in movies. Well, in real life, you don't want that because you can't have love. You can't have happiness. You can't have a successful relationship without the toxicity that we're shown, especially when it comes to Black content dealing with love, sex, and relationships. Is always drenched in toxicity. You could tell a story without that. People are people, yes, and drama and things like that will happen. But I'm like, it doesn't have to be downright toxic because when you look at Zach and Fatima, I don't know how much more toxic it can be. And I have seen some of the previews for I guess whenever Fatima air, and I'm like, Fatima's still doing the same stuff, knocking got a bat, the people car, like, what you doing? This is the same stuff he was doing in
They
season
got a
one, the same
trailer
stuff he was
out.
doing in season 4 or 5 of Sistas. I don't think the whole trailer is out. I was watching BT Plus earlier and I saw a little clip and it was like people, it was multiple scenes of people, like Fatima was fighting somebody and I think it was Tony and Nathan that was pulling her off of somebody. There was like another scene, they're outside of the duplex and she's going to work in somebody's car with a bat. Why? Over Zach's penis? Is that what we doing now? And like it's tiresome. It's tiresome and it's old and it's played.
It really is. What else y'all want us to talk about? Cause I'm at a loss. The crack baby line, I guess, was funny, but also it felt very contrived and like it was too many words in the joke to me, I guess. So when he said it, I was just like, I get what you're trying to do, but
It's like he insulted. Yeah, he insulted her so many times within a 2 minute time frame. Like it was overkill. Like it was overkill at that point, and it turned you on, girl.
he called you a crack baby, said your vagina is loose and the shit stink, and you, that shit just got the engines flowing, rolling. Like,
And he can have your tired ass anytime he wants. Oh, okay then. Okay.
I've had it. I don't know, Ellie. What else is there to talk about?
I think somebody in the comments asked me what kind of braids these were. I saw it, but then maybe they deleted it out or something. I don't know. These are locks.
I said the same thing, y'all. As soon as she got on there, I said, okay, braids. It's the
Yeah.
crispy ass parts. That's what it is. I told her that. I literally told her
I
that.
thought they was
It
cute.
looks good.
I'm like, yeah, girl, I got this fresh retwist. Got this fresh retwist. I've been growing them for June 11th, made 4 years. It made 4 years.
What else, y'all? What else? What else? What else? I got videos of Supercell to make, and am I gonna stay up at midnight? BT Plus be playing goofy ass games, cause I want to watch this episode 3 of The Family Business, but they played in our faces.
I still ain't watched the first two. It's been so much going on my end. I haven't watched nothing.
You ain't missing much, child.
I literally just finished Ghost today. Literally just finished it
You
today.
just finished what?
Ghost.
Ah, okay.
Our Ghost. Just finished it today. Yeah, I just finished it. I haven't watched Family Business. I have yet to watch the. You told me about it. What is it called? Something in Detroit. The girl on
DR
BT
from
Plus.
Detroit.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Um, what's some other stuff too I haven't watched? Just the sale on
Super
something on
Cell.
Netflix. The one you just talked about.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
Um, anything else, y'all? What else we missing? I'm breaking down the
Sorry, they
family
said I
business.
retract my statement.
What happened?
Sorry, they said I retract my statement from earlier. I'm downgrading my rating of a 6 to a smooth 3.5 after dissecting this mess with y'all.
Not y'all about to start snatching back this fucking curve. Like Eric about to bust a brain cell. I'm taking back 6 points, 3 points. That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
I'm going to be breaking down Supercell. I'm going to rewatch it again before I start talking about it because it's just that good. I do have breakdowns for the family business on my channel because I'm breaking down this season. My problem with Carl Weber is that it just takes him 2 to 3 episodes to get started in the season, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, sir. So that's on the channel, y'all. If you're watching the family business, and we're gonna go live to talk about the family business tomorrow. I gotta schedule that live for y'all to be able to know that because we did a poll on the channel. Pam and Miss Marie were cute. Okay, yeah. Pam has really cool energy. I like Miss Marie not having that elitist attitude with her and being a little bit fun. If they take it somewhere cool, if it was just for this moment, I don't necessarily like it. Like I would love for this to grate on Hayden's nerves, for Pam to be able to financially pay back Karen and maybe give Karen a couple points or some ownership within Roots to Riches because she built the shit off of Karen's platform, and Miss Marie becomes another partner financially or something like that. Do something with it. Like, I'm very cautious to get excited about the Pam and Miss Marie moment because it could be used for so much, but we get so little.
Yeah. When I saw their interaction and knowing that Angie was bumped up to a series regular for season 8, I said, well, maybe this is how they're gonna take. I can see it if you know, you know, it's kind of hard when you're a visionary. You kind of see what can happen, but we're not the ones with the pen, so
Hello.
yeah,
That part. That part. Is there anything else from the episode we didn't talk about?
I think I guess don't quote me, but I think we talked about everything. At least whatever I wrote down, everything that I put down, we talked about.
I don't know if I watched the preview for next week, so I can't really talk about it. I don't remember nothing. I'm really drawing a blank. These bitches piss me off.
I don't remember not a thing. And I know for sure I watched it. That's the sad part. I know for sure I watched it, but I can't tell you what happened.
Cher says Samira is a waste of character for real. The fact that she really thought she could blackmail Gary. Somebody needs to call Madam to deal with Gary on God. Gary about to be out of here, so I ain't even too much press. I dropped some videos with predictions if y'all haven't seen them. Get into them. Karen was a great friend to Andy dealing with Gary, but she ain't even want to listen. Hard head makes for a soft ass. Yep. But when you got Big Mama Tima patting you up, how can you really fully learn those lessons? Same thing like when she was about to marry Gary the first time and Karen was the only one standing on business about how stupid that was. And Fatima's like, I'm going to support her and I know she would want you to do the same. Flicks butt a weed and walks back in to stand next to Tweedledee and Tweedledoofus and support Andy in that dumb shit. And they all try to villainize her behind that. She's not a good friend because she's not standing next to her while she marries a goddamn abuser.
That was such a interesting moment in the fandom for me because the amount of people I saw that was truly like Karen is a horrible friend. That was when the I guess the buzz around Fatima was really growing, and it was like, well, because Fatima's there, then it got to be the best thing to do. And I'm like, I want y'all to think about what's actually happening. You have this woman who is about to marry somebody who almost took her life. Someone who had stuff dealing with the FBI, had her stuff seized. She couldn't go get into her apartment. She was asked out. Sabrina had to take care of her about her clothes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And all of these things that were happening, he fought Paris in her house. All of this stuff you've done, talked to her crazy, etc. And you're literally about to marry him, and your best friend is telling you, Andy, what are you doing, Andy? This is not how this is supposed to go. Sabrina and Danni are telling Karen that she's wrong. So much so that after everything was over, Sabrina went to Karen's house to tell her she was wrong again to her face, that she should have been there. I'm sorry, what? And I'm watching this, and I remember the fandom was like, they were right. I wouldn't have agreed with her, but I would have stayed. To know that you beating my friend's ass, I'm going to stay for that. I agree with everything that Karen did in that moment. So when I go back, like I said, I'm waiting for the person to drop the season and the episode when Karen has not been a good friend, but she has intentionally tried to hurt her friend. And I ain't talking about Fatima because Fatima ain't her friend. Y'all know who I'm talking about. When has she ever done anything to purposely and intentionally hurt them? It's never happened in all the episodes that we've watched since season 1. Never happened.
And Karen's ass is better than me because y'all right in the regard of like, I wouldn't be leaving voluntarily. When I tell you I would have tore that whole motherfucking place out, I would have, y'all would have thought I was a Tasmanian devil. You don't want to listen? Bet. I'm fucking everything up in this bitch. Y'all are going to have to throw me up out of here. So then you ain't getting married any goddamn way. I'm tearing everything up. So Karen better than me. She just politely took herself on. I would have stood on business so hard because I believed that this was a goddamn mistake and I'm your real friend and I love you and I refuse to let you do this type of dumb shit. It's one thing to ride with your friends doing some dumb shit, but this type of dumb shit, absolutely the hell not. Again, I have my stories. I've dressed in all black. I've spied on the niggas. I've done the shit. I have invited niggas' current girlfriends out to Denny's to meet with my cousin who was messing with the nigga, playing like I like to surprise her with my like I have done some shit here. But that, y'all would have hoped and prayed that I couldn't find me some matches because I ain't a smoker. But I would have been trying to light the entire building on fire. Like, and this is part of my problem, which I'm actually accepting is not a problem, because I am very much so the person that if you get me invested enough and I care enough, I am going to take it too far. So while y'all sitting up here ethering Karen's ass for taking her cute ass home, y'all would have been trying to get Erica 5150 how she would have been behaving in that building across from that demon if my friend thought we were going along with a surprise ambush ass wedding with an abuser. Do you really think that they're going to write Gary off the show? Yes. I think they're doing everything with Gary that they could possibly do with him. After this season, there's nothing else for him to do. There's no more shock value. There's really not any further they can go. They literally have him sitting at this desk, writing on a piece of paper in between being a fucking jerk. Like, they are running out of material now. They're exasperating everything that they could possibly get out of this Gary character. He will not be here unless he's haunting Andy next season. Right, because Danni and Sabrina were real friends that would have tried to stop the wedding. They didn't. They didn't stop the wedding. And they tried to gaslight Karen for trying to do it. I don't know, y'all. I need to see a little bit more variety in the women in the Sistas universe because I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm over it. I don't feel like they're a great representation of a good friend group, even with girlfriends. And I hate putting them up next to girlfriends because you cannot compete where you can't compare. And that's no shade to any of the actresses who are on this show, but I'm just calling a thing a thing. There was so much diversity in the women's experiences, in their weaknesses, in their strengths, in their lived experiences. So much diversity in their responses. Like, child, I'm tired.
It was. You can't compare. It was, even with living single, the diversity with those women. They were all different. They were all different. All responded differently to certain things. All were in different situations when it came to love and sex and relationships. Just so very, very different. These women here is just like, tuh, tuh, child. Yeah,
It's a
leave it at
mess.
that.
All right, y'all. Do y'all think that Andy gonna let the girls in on the charade with Gary, or just expect them to just go along with it because that don't seem realistic. A lot of things don't seem realistic in this universe, and yes, I think that she's not gonna tell them. She might tell Fatima, but she's not telling them.
I thought it was very interesting how when Miss Marie asked who Pam was, she said, "Oh, she's my best friend's employee." Who your best friend? Who you talking about? I know you ain't talking about Karen. Somebody you ain't called and checked on and had no words for since the mocktail. That's your best friend? Girl, please.
Please, please.
Trisha Elder said, I feel like season 8 might be the last season.
I don't agree. This show is too budget
I
friendly
don't
to
know.
make, and it's too easy to make. Sisters is not ending until Tyler is tired of it.
I think I only got one more season.
No, the audience is gonna be there's a whole other conversation, but
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think
season
I
eight
got
is
one more
not the
season
end.
in me.
They've already shot 2 seasons as a team. Like, this is season 8 is not
Yeah.
gonna be the end of Sisters. The baby shower was at the penthouse, which I'm confused by. Child.
Oh, I do remember that. Thank you. That did trigger a memory. I remember that part of Gary coming through the doors.
I'm saying it's budget friendly not because the show is cheap, but because he shoots in 10 to 11 days, so he doesn't have to pay a crew over the course of 6 months for a show that would produce the same amount of episodes. It typically takes 6 to 7 months to make that many episodes, and a lot of the cost comes from behind the scene crew each week. He pays the actors the minimum, like everybody gets paid union minimums or not minimums, but union prices, whatever. They not getting no minimums because they've been in for 7 seasons at this point, but so I said cheap or cost effective, budget friendly because of how quickly he shoots. I haven't watched the preview, y'all, so I can't speak to the baby shower. But I will, and I will do a preview video. I think I'm going to also do a breakdown video this week. I know I've been hit or miss with them this season, y'all, but I think I'm going to do a breakdown video. I'm gonna have to do that shit tomorrow though because I actually kind of got a headache right now thinking about like what the hell is this and the poor representation and the poor conversations that are being had with women, and I really get sick to my stomach when I imagine what Twitter is like after a Sistas episode.
Yeah, it's the people that, because I do have some people that send me like screenshots and so on because I rarely go on Twitter. It's the people with the think pieces for me, and they just be so wrong, and they just be so like, I be reading this stuff like, who are your friends? What type of individual are you? Like, seriously. And it's so trivial the things that which sisters can definitely spark great conversations, which I believe we have every Wednesday night. But then they be so trivial, like it's so stupid, like so dumb. And I'm like, you can expand. You can expand. You can have deeper discussions about, what's there and then go underneath the surface of what's being, shown to us. You can do it. But all of these, I'm still team Fatima, and I'm like, the fact that that's the argument that you have tells me all I need to say. We're not having a discussion.
I don't even take
We're just
I don't even take comments seriously from people who start with I'm team so and so. So just so you know,
right.
the team let me know I was talking to a child. So I'm good. Go talk to your mama. Hey, you got mail. Welcome in, boo.
What's up? You got mail?
I am not engaging in none of these team so and so conversations because that's not my bag. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people talking about it on that level. I go entirely too deep. The moment that you say, I'm team so and so, I don't understand, and you won't understand from me. Goodbye. Tanya Gemini, I'm sorry. I'm not really pissed of the representation of women making dumb decisions or being stupid or whatever. Like you OD a little bit because you like women are pathetic and weak and dumb in the show. I'm pissed because there's no other option shown as well. Because these women do exist. I'm not advocating for their erasure. I'm not advocating for a sanitized ass version of this show where everything is hunky dory and everything works out. I'm advocating for some type of balance. So that the women who are making certain transgressions and certain mistakes and are being stupid, these women have no real recourse or no real opportunity to learn better because there's nobody in the universe who can be respected, because Karen could be that character, but everybody diminishes her opinion and she has to apologize for having her very strong opinions. Nobody is put in a position of authority or respect who could actually speak to the stupidity that's playing out. So my issue is less about us seeing weak women or women enabling a nigga or da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and it's more about us not seeing anything else. So then where the hell do we go from here? Do you really believe that this is the entirety of all of women's existence? Because even I, who can very readily identify with a lot of these women, specifically for eras of my 20s, am no longer that woman. And now I don't see myself in much of any of these women. I see myself most in Karen, but y'all got her apologizing way too much for me. So now I'm going to always respect and see Karen, but I can't relate to her because I said what the fuck I said. That's what you meant? Okay. They just need some balance if they're going to have a full conversation. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, Chad. Wrap it up. Look out for our breakdown videos, additional conversations that will be coming to the channels.
And let me just say, everybody, because I am still in the process. Yes, thank y'all. I'm still in the process of like moving, so I'm not in my own spot yet. But when I do, I am going to make up for the videos that I'm still put stuff out, but it's gonna be very minimal. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna make like little special videos, and those who have been contacting me through social media and stuff like that, I will make videos surrounding that. But I'll just bear with me. Come August, everything should be back into my normal swing of things. But
come on, normal swing of things.
But yeah.
All right. Good night. Yes, catch
Good
the
night,
replay.
y'all.
Catch the replay. We appreciate you, Tanya. Thanks for staying up, boo.
Yes, thank you, Tanya.